Hey everyone, it's Seth with Jenson USA, and today I am joined by Andrew Hirsch from Maxima Racing Oils, and we're going to be giving you a tutorial on chain lubes. All right, thanks for joining us, Andrew.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you up from San Diego area,
Yep.
where Maxima Racing Oils is based. So
that's it.
Super rad to have you up in this area. One of the things that I've dealt with in the past is when I ran the service center here at Jenson USA, I had people coming in with bikes with really squeaky chains or really dirty chains, and just an overall challenged understanding of when to use chain lubes, what chain lubes to use, and which chain lubes were best for their environment and their riding style. So we're hoping to kind of knock that out for our customers today and get them fully educated on this so they can make a great decision. So what we have here are the 3 chain lubes from Maxima Racing Oils that you guys offer. What do we have on hand here?
Yeah, I understand as a consumer it can be pretty overwhelming. Basically what we have is our top seller, our Chain Pro. This is the go-to lube for our conditions here. So SoCal, dry, dusty, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, all the places that in the summertime the trails are dusty, they're dry. You want to have a nice clean drivetrain in those conditions. This is going to be your go-to.
Okay, cool. And then what's next on the lineup here?
Next we've got our chain wax. This is kind of an all conditions wax. This is good for somebody who might be hitting some puddles, getting the chain wet. It's got good longevity. It's going to last for a while. Not going to attract too much debris, trail debris, road debris when used correctly. And then lastly, if you're riding in the rain, riding in the snow, riding in the mud, we've got our chain guard. Now that's a wet lube that goes on wet, stays wet, and provides really good protection in those conditions.
Okay, cool. So for me, living in the Northwest, like something like the chain guard is going to be a really good option.
Yeah, this
Lots
time
of
of year.
Crossings and stuff like that. Yeah. Now we have here in Sycamore, we have dry, dusty trails. So off the top, the Chain Pro seems like a really great idea. But we also have several creek crossings in the canyon here. And so a lot of people might actually choose the chain wax because they can do those creek crossings and have a little more longevity to the life of the chain lube on there. Now, speaking of longevity, if customers are using your chain lubes here, how often or how many miles or days of riding do you expect to get out of each one of these here?
It basically goes in order here. The Chain Pro is the easiest to use, the cleanest, but it's going to offer the least longevity of the 3. The wax is going to give you a little more, if you forget, you don't always lube your chain before every ride. The wax is going to stay for a little longer than the Chain Pro, and especially if you're hitting some water, some puddles, some rain. And then lastly, the chain guard is going to offer the longest amount of protection. Often used by people that ride down by the beach. They put it on their chains and they forget about it for the whole summer. Yeah. It will get a little dirty, but it does offer really good protection.
Okay, cool. Now, are there any signs that you recommend, like looking for, listening for, of when to clean your chain and to reapply your chain lube? Yeah,
absolutely. With the newer 1x drivetrain systems, they're really expensive. They work extremely well, but you do want to take care of them. Yeah. So if you're riding in really harsh conditions on your mountain bike, every couple rides, give your drivetrain a good cleaning. Any bike wash that can break down some of those oils and that dirt, it's good. Just spray it on, hose it off, wipe your chain down, and apply a chain lube to a nice clean drivetrain.
Nice. Now, often I get the question of like, do I just reapply a bunch more chain lube? And my answer always was no, absolutely not. Don't just reapply more. Why is it a bad idea to just reapply more chain lube to a chain?
Yeah, over application of chain lube is probably the most common problem we see in drivetrains. You only need a little bit, and if you do over apply, it's best to just wipe off the excess because it will attract dirt and debris that will cause excessive wear on the drivetrain.
Yeah, I think you mentioned in conversation that it's kind of like adding sandpaper to your drivetrain, which is not a great thing to do to this beautiful cassette here. So you want to take care of that. Now, one of the things that often happens is people forget that they haven't applied or when they last applied. How quickly before a ride can you apply any of these?
Well, with our Chain Pro, it can be applied right before a ride. The carrying agent evaporates off very quickly, leaving the lubricant behind. With the wax, it'd be better if you can do it the day before, if you remember, because it's a little heavier material that's left behind, takes a little longer to evaporate off. And then with the wet lube, nothing evaporates, so it can be applied right before you go out and hit that rainy ride.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that'll help you guys out, and this applies to not only Maxima Racing Oils, but most of the other chain lubes out there are going to follow a similar idea of wet and dry and wax-based lubes. So really recommend checking these guys out. Maxima Racing Oils has a long history in kind of the motorcycle side of things, and they bring all that tech and know-how to the chain lube side for bicycles, and their products are absolutely top-notch. We use them in our service centers as well as in our bike assembly processes because we truly believe in Maxima Oils, so we're a huge fan. If you have any questions, just reach out to our gear advisors. They'll help you find the right chain lube for your specific needs. And if you have any thoughts about this or you have a favorite chain lube that you want, hit us up in the comments. Just leave a comment about what your favorite one is and why. And remember to hit the subscribe button for us. And as always, thanks for watching and keep pedaling.